Why are you doing this to me?
The 2026 NEBA season is brought to you by Storm, Roto Grip, and 900 Global Bowling. We would like to recognize the additional sponsors who make these events possible. Tired of guessing how you're really performing on the lanes? Take control of your game with Tournament Sense, the ultimate companion for tournament bowlers. From tracking every frame to managing financials, it's time to stop playing and start dominating. Download Tournament Sense on the App Store or Google Play today. DJBT is a competitive tournament series built for youth bowlers, with adult participation on challenging sport patterns. A PBA junior affiliate and youth athletes can earn junior gold qualifying spots. KR Strikeforce. For those who have a choice, go with the most trusted name in bowling. KR Strikeforce. Cambridge Credit Counseling is your destination for debt relief services. Visit cambridgecredit.org to learn how they can help you with credit card debt, student loan repayment options, and mortgage relief services. NEBA's longest-running sponsor, Buddy's Pro Shop, offers high-quality professional services at the best prices in the industry delivered to your front door. Visit buddysproshop.com today. Bloomfield Electric, providing service, design, and installation since 1926. Jeff Barden and his staff offer fantastic bowling facilities at Yankee Lanes Keene and Yankee Lanes Manchester. Visit them on Facebook, Twitter, and their tournament Facebook page. Northeastern Bowling Championships. Ace Mitchell Bowlers. Mart is the largest bowling distributor in the world. Dexter, the #1 bowling shoe in the world. Staying ahead with innovative technology is how we build shoes for every style of bowling. Follow on Facebook and Instagram at Dexter Bowling. Better Bowling Concepts, specializing in customer service and providing customers the best ball motion possible. East Coast Sports Investors, your leading source of sports information, many styles of bowling. Keep styling on them. Turbo Grips, driven to bowl. For more information on products and services, you can visit turbogrips.com or visit your local pro shop today. Taking bowling and business and marketing their products and services in a modern way, Major Bowling offers quality services and coaching regardless of skill level. Here to help you look great while you enjoy the most participated sport in America. Discover unique bowling shirts and jerseys at iambowling.com and use code NEBA for 25% off. Better feel, better control, better performance. Jopo grips are changing the game with their easy twist system and unmatched consistency. Make the change today and feel the difference immediately. Jopo grips, trust it, love it, and just twist it. Located inside Norwich Bowling and Entertainment Center, Ideal Bowling Concepts is your one-stop shop for all your bowling needs. Leah Cars, the brand of cars for the bowling community. Bullwinkle's Pro Shop, Attack the Rack. We would also like to thank Tony and Suzanne Renaud. Island Bowling Supply, The House Bowling, Tech Vision, Northeast Megabucks, Grog Monster Sports, and Pinwheel.us. Thank you for tuning in. Now remember to like and share and enjoy the show.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, if you are just tuning in or you're currently watching, you're looking at the finals for the 2026 Rip Callahan Memorial Singles event held right here at Callahan's Bowlerama in Newington, Connecticut. We are currently in the round of, looks like 32, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just kidding, 16. We into the round of 16. I just got updated with the new sheet there, so it kind of threw me for a loop. Right now, you just seen Ryan Salami throw a shot there. He's going to be facing off against Justin Goodspeed. Then you're also going to catch a little bit of Stephen Major. And with this updated bracket, we'll see who we're running down. We'll just run it right from the top. We have Ryan Salami versus Justin Goodspeed right in front of you. We have Chris Bialy taking on Stephen Major. Tyler, I'm never going to pronounce his last name correct, in Tongze. I'm never going to pronounce it right. It just is what it is. Versus Cephas Beatty. Now we also have Jay Johnson, NEBA president, versus Andrew Robitaille. Then you also have Nate Clark versus Evan Throne. Nate was your leader of the 9 a.m. squad. He's going to take on, and then Sean Buck is versus Jason Mahon. We have Aaron Major, somebody you might have heard name once or twice on this stream, against Andrew Hall, and then Kyle Wilkes versus John Sellers. Quite the event, and for good reason. We had 161 entries with the top 40 going into match play, and that is fantastic news for anybody who made match play because there were $6,000 added by the Callahan family. That is a ton of money to be playing for. And then on top of that, this was also a Vincent Hall Memorial Cup Series. It was for the Survivor round. We made our first round eliminations today. Luckily, if you were part of that qualifier list and you just showed up today, you made it through. We only had 36 out of the 60. 36 out of the 60-plus competitors showed up today, and we were taking the top 40, so everybody advanced. So shout out to the people who are willing to go out of their way and show up for NEBA and show up for the folks that are constantly supporting NEBA, like the Hall family. I got defending champion here, Tom Coco. He's checking out of the day. Looks like he has made his round exit in the 32. Yeah, not a problem there, Tommy. If you guys are just tuning in, feel free to like and share the stream. I know we got quite a bit of time before we get to our title match, but there's plenty of exciting bowlings to be taking place. We're bowling on 42 feet today. It's 42 feet, roughly 5.5 to 1. We can probably get the pattern pull up here in just a second, but it's the USBC Open Championships for the women. Their pattern from this year. Little on the softer side, but definitely showed a lot of lower scores if you weren't paying attention to your ball reaction. It very easily could go from having the first 6 in a row and then the lanes make a move and then suddenly you're lost. So seen lots of people, Aaron Major included, who went 250, 150, 250 or something in that ballpark. So where you're locked in, then you move pairs, and it's just drastically different. So it's definitely easy to shoot some lower scores, but there's strikes available if you know where to play and how to play them. And yeah, so it wasn't exactly the hardest pattern out there, but you could definitely shoot yourself in the foot. Like I just said, we had 161 entries to 40 qualifiers. We had the top 24 getting a bye today. I believe that was plus 101. We had 10 at-large spots in total. The at-large number being plus 57 there. We also had 2 folks who were actually no-call, no-show. Well, one of them was a no-show, but let us know. And that was Jalen Scott Jones. He did end up grabbing that first outside cash. We had a couple super seniors out the side cuts there. Joe Ceruzzi, John Kirker. Shout out to those guys. Both amazing bowlers in the super senior category. Your leaders from this event yesterday was Aaron Major at plus 127. I'm sure you won't hear me say that name many more times. Not like he doesn't strike enough. Then we also had, like I said, Nate Clark qualified the 9 a.m. squad, led that squad at 227 over, so 100 pins more leading into that 9 a.m. And then Kevin Tebow was your overall qualifying leader on the 1230, which was kind of interesting. I knew we thought scores were going to go down, but they definitely didn't. And he was at plus 249. That's a blistering run for him, especially I think he only started out at 220. So those back 4 games really pumping it in there. But it looks like Kevin is also out already. The only leader that we have remaining, we have 2. We have Nate Clark and Aaron Major are both still in it. Just off to the right side of the screen there, 2 penny after John Sellers. We are going to start getting into calling the action here just a little bit. But I do want you guys to take a look at that Vincent Hall Memorial Cup list here. We'll get these guys front and center. The list that you're looking at right now were the initial qualifiers from the Vincent Hall Memorial Cup Series. How you were able to make that. So there's 8 events throughout the year. And if you were, in some cases, if you're in the top 8 players or the top couple teams, everyone was spelled out for you beforehand. Then you earned a spot automatically. And then the rest of the spots were filled in off of the Bowler of the Year points list. So the people that you're looking at right there, they're the ones who all qualified coming into today. And we were taking the top 40 out of that list. We will have an updated list moving forward, but right now, that's just the idea of what you're looking at. They're all competing for an additional $10,000. There's $2,000 on top, and then they pay out the top 20 in total. We're going to have one more round of eliminator before we get to the cashing cut. And I don't have that number in front of me, but it's not our next event, so I'll have to get that pulled up here soon. And we'll have all those details are going to be available at bowlneva.com as well as our Facebook page and emails and all that good stuff. So If you're want more information on NEBA, obviously, bowlneba.com, our Facebook page, and get subscribed to our emails. That way you guys can stay informed. Yeah, Sean, I agree. It is a bummer that not everybody can necessarily make that. There's lots of events, competing events that was going on, but that's pretty much any event that you're going to end up bowling. We could have moved this to any weekend at any time, and there was going to be people who might not be able to make it, whether it's family related or bowling related. But we do know that people had a choice of whether or not they wanted to come and bowl today, and we know where they went. And also, the fact that we did the 9 o'clock squad was because it is the most popular squad out of all of them when it comes to qualifying, and everybody's going to be bowling on the same condition. Now, I realize that technically we put out the same condition for the Saturday night squad as well, but there's a little house memory. There's some different conditions that end up applying to that make it play just slightly different. That's why you've seen such drastic score change between the last night's squad, which did have 32, 33 people somewhere in that ballpark, to today's, where, like I said, the squad leader from yesterday was a plus 127. Today it's plus 227, so a much higher scoring pace. So even that would have created some potential unfair discrepancies there. So it's no great way to go about it, but that's just, it is what it is. All right. Okay, Miss Riley stepping up here. Let's see if we can take a look at some of these scores. Right in front of us, the Salini versus Goodspeed match. We got Ryan stepping up in the 5th. He's currently working off of a spare. And we're really about to hit that halfway point of the game. If he does strike out, he's going to be in the, which is kind of a stretch. And we'll just get a look here for sure. He's going to be back in the spare category. And really, he's just kind of pacing the 190s going through the first part of his match. Same thing with Justin. He did start with that with an open. He did have a split conversion there in the 5th, so that's going to aid his cause. But that match is pretty much neck and neck as long as Ryan fills his frame here. And then moving over to Stephen Major. Stephen also struggling to find some strikes and also had an open early, while Viali started out with double and then spare, and then another double through the first half of his. And then moving on to the next pair, looks like Sean Buck started out with a triple 9 spare, and then he did split, looks like a 210, and see if he can make that. And they claim that you have to hit at least 1 to make 2, and that was no different there. That is his match. Sean is facing out against Jason Mahon. Mahon is no person to be slouching on, as Jason has gone strike, spare, spare. So staying clean through his first half of his match so far against Sean Buck. But Sean is an accomplished collegiate player, and we all know Sean was our most recent winner of our NEBA. He won in Rhode Island. Shout out to Sean for winning that for his 2nd title. If you guys didn't catch it already, Tom Coco was your reigning champion for this event, and he was eliminated in the round of 32. Not a ton of lefties in the field today, at least off of the 9 a.m. squad. I think that Tom was the only one that I had seen make it off of the actual cut there. Aaron, obviously, the cut the night before. We do have some lefties. Obviously, Ryan Salimi in front of us making the cut. We can go ahead and take a look and see where he bounced his number off of. Let's see here. Looks to have been off the at-large as well. He went plus 72 to make it off of his. Funny thing about the at-large numbers is depending on how the cuts are pushed, you can either have up to 1 at-large spot, or up to, like today, we had 10, where some of the side, the special cuts kind of taken away from it. And today we were rated that number, and new President Jay Johnson, in order to secure himself a spot, he actually got back in, which did boost the at-large numbers up for everybody. So we ended up drawing some more folks into match play. More folks bowling, we're a big fan of. Everybody having a little bit more of a chance to chase down a NEBA title, become part of NEBA history. We know how difficult these titles can be to win. And we see a triple 4-9 for Viali, making up, connecting for a triple there, really putting it down against Stephen Major, who did open in the 7th. Steven's got 99 in the 7th, while it looks like Viale can just basically just fill frames, and he's going to secure his win here. He's stepping up at the 8th now. Jason with quite the errant shot there, way out to the left. He did miss the head pin. Looks like he left the 1, 2, 8, 10. Can't see the 10, but the scoreboard says 6, so we'll count that. Mr. Goodspeed here looking for a fill. His single pin. Good conversion there. Keeping that match pretty much neck and neck as well. Both of them working on spares. They're sitting in the 6th. They have 88 in the 5th for Goodspeed, and then 85 for Salimi. So 3-pin match there. It's Salimi. And Viale still putting that IQ 78 to work. Didn't see a ton of urethane going down the lanes for the righties today, which was to be expected. A little more shape into this pattern. Like I said, it's 5.6 to 1. I'm going to see if we can go ahead and get that pattern pulled up here. You guys bear with me. We'll show you. We're going to try to keep the quality internet. It just keep bouncing in and out for us on the stream today. It's a pain that I can't get rid of, that's for sure. We did have a 300 today in qualifying. Kyle Wilkes pumping it out. You said he was throwing a rock star. So something along with our sponsors at Storm Products that have been pumping those out. That is currently Roto-Grip's strong symmetrical sanded ball. Didn't need a ton of strong sanding equipment today, but if you were using it, it really helped to either have some rotation to throw it to the dirt, or you're able to kind of trap it up in the middle of the lane. Like I said, as soon as I get that pattern pulled up here, we'll be able to take a look at it. You can really see how these bowlers are playing the lanes today. But we are only in the round of 16. I figured we get started up early today, get you guys maybe you have some folks in the round of 16 that are competing. You want to take a look at them. There we go. Now we got the pattern in front of us. Move over to the screen here. All right. As we're watching the Salimi match, Justin did strike there in the 7th, so that's going to give him a little bit of advantage, as Ryan is still finding it hard to get all 10 to go. And just so we can pull this up real quick, this is the pattern they're bowling on today. It's the, I believe it's 2026. It's, of course, the name is going to be disappearing. I believe it's from the 2026 Queen, or the Ladies Nationals. So the Women's Nationals pattern. So you can see right there, like I said, it is 42 feet, 25 and a half mils. So not a ton of volume out there, especially with the strength of the balls today. And like I said, it is about 5.6, 5.7 to 1. So a little bit of shape in there too. That's friction there to the right, whether you're on the left side or the right side, really did develop and make the lanes pretty tricky. It ended up getting the balls to kind of stand up and face up a little bit quicker on some of the shots than what you were expecting. Give you guys a little more of a heads up. Viale has pretty much wrapped this up, as Stephen Major did have another open there. And Viale is just in cruise control at this point. Anyway, that was going to be a tough match to beat for sure if you weren't lined up. And that's exactly what we were talking about in terms of how tough these conditions are. Whether they were able to give you, pretty reasonable scores, anywhere in the 240s, that type of thing. The strikes were definitely out there. But if you didn't have good ball reaction or you weren't in the right part of the lane, it was going to bite you pretty easily. While this pattern isn't flat and it definitely had some free friction, it made it really easy to want to throw it to that free friction, and sometimes you can blow through it and really not get the ball to shape the right way. The other hard part was, even though in some degree that it was easy to get to the pocket today, it was hard to get them all to go consistently to run some strings. Even Viale only has a double and a triple in there to make up his game, and really that's how you were gaining your scores. Even though there were a few instances of 8, 9 baggers and things like that we had seen throughout the day. Tournament leader, Kevin Tebow, like I said, he did qualify off the 1230, so that is our burn squad. He did throw a gremlin the whole time. He said he was keeping it nice and firm, and he was kind of just trapping it up the middle of the lane. That way he didn't have to necessarily play with the super defined friction there to the right, and that was what led him to have go to plus 249. I didn't have a chance to talk to Nate Clark about his 220 setup that he had, but I have to imagine Nate's also very good at playing him pretty hard. We are just wrapping things up, and like I said, this was a pretty tight match in front of us with Justin Goodspeed, but he did put together a double versus Ryan, who has yet to really strike. He struck in the second, and it's been just clean, making 9 spares. He has 1 8 spare in there, and Ryan can go out. He can strike out right now for 203, while it looks like Justin can pace out for 2-0. So really, if Justin puts another strike in here, I think we're good to go. If you guys haven't already, feel free to like and share this. We're going to be getting into quarterfinal action here in just a little bit with the round of 8. It's going to be taken off right in front of us, and we're going to get some updates on who's making it through. It looks like the match against looks like John Sellers is going to be winning his match. As I pulled up the wrong bracket, that was a smooth move. Ah, yes, we got written on. Yeah, let's see here. John Sellers looks like he took on Kyle Wilkes. Kyle was the one who shot 300 today. He was our only 300 throughout qualifying, even though there's quite a few attempts. Lots of 270s, lots of 260s. But trust me, there was plenty of 140s, 150s to boot. There were several people who I talked to had said, oh, you know, I had the front 8 one game, and then the very next game I turned around and shot 140 or something in that ballpark. So, like I said, pair to pair, depending on who you're following and things of that nature, definitely made it very interesting to see what your scores were going to tell. If you found a way to stay lined up, that is something special, especially today. John Sellers is going to be moving on. Looks like he threw the back 8 there at Kyle Wilkes, shooting 265, throwing a big RST Hyperdrive solid. Once again, shout out to the folks at SBI, our partners, Storm, making quality equipment for our bowlers to throw, and for sponsoring us throughout the year. If you didn't know, Storm gets us a bunch of balls to give away, and we did have some winners of those balls. If we have them written down on this one, not this, but we are going to have it on the recap of the event when we send it out. You can see who ended up walking away with some new equipment. It looks like Ryan is going to be wrapped up here as he did strike in the 9th, which was much needed. But right now he can spare strike for 180. As long as Justin pretty much just keeps in play and fills his frame, he's going to be moving on. As I did mention, Bialy moved on against Stephen Major. He went 226 to Stephen's 153. It looks like Sean Buck took out Jason Mahon. He went 241 to Jason's 185, which is great because that match was starting out so close to begin with. So looks like Sean got lined up there, and that's one kid that you don't want to get lined up because he's very good and he can very much repeat a shot. So lots of touch with some of these two-handers these days, especially the lower rev rate two-handers. You got to watch out for them because they have lots of touch at the bottom. They know what they're doing. See if we can get another lineup. I just have to assume Aaron Major is moving on. I feel like that's just the way it is. Aaron Major is our current Bowler of the Year points leader, and I'm pretty sure he's also leading the points of the PBA East region. So anybody who draws Aaron, they know they're drawing a guy that strikes a lot. So, and we love having him. We love the competition here. Anything that can keep boosting it. And I would like to credit NEBA a little bit for that too, allowing our guys to bowl on harder conditions and try to stay sharp. I guarantee you went and talked to Aaron, he would tell you the same thing, that, NEBA is one of those places that's consistently putting out high-quality competition, a little more difficult patterns, things that you have to know what you're doing on. And then when you go out there and play with the big boys, you're able to compete still. So definitely something to think about if you're wanting to move on to the regionals, or if you're just looking to improve yourself, or you want to be a little bit better out of nationals. Bowling at NEBA is going to give you an edge up on your competition because not everybody has a monthly scratch tournament to come bowl that is on a difficult condition. It's going to make you think a little bit. Keep you sharp. Sean Buck, we still in. We're still in. Yeah, I was saying your match was actually pretty close to start with, and it looks like you got lined up and took off.
Yeah, I think it was the 6th frame or something. 32 got super tight, and Jay bucketed.
Sure.
I was like, okay, maybe it was a bad shot, and then I 210 on what I thought was a good shot.
Yep.
Oh, okay. And then I threw the shot on the 8th. I was like, oh, that's pretty bad. And then I went, so that's 10 out.
Yeah.
And then I think it was the 5th. And then the one in the 9, I went dead flush. I'm like, I don't know where that 210 came from.
Awesome. So Sean Buck's still in it, looking to run back-to-back title potentially. I know he's telling me to be quiet, but I can't, man. I get so pumped when I'm seeing these guys still compete. So got to talk about all the possibilities. And let's see, Justin. was comfortably in the lead there. So no worries there. Justin did split, but he's got 210 currently. He can miss them all, and he's got his opponent by 30. So Justin's going to be moving on to the round of 8 as well. Once again, guys, like I said, if you haven't already, feel free to like and share the stream. We're going to have round of 8 action here in just a little bit. And while we do that, I'm going to go ahead and throw a commercial on for you guys, and so you can see our partners and what they have in store for you. So stick around, and we're going to be back with the round of 8 in just a little bit.
Thank you guys for tuning in and watching this NEBA live stream, one of my favorite tournament organizations. If you're looking for some of the best bowling merchandise on the internet, check us out at thehousebowling.com. T-shirts, hats, polos, hoodies, and much, much more on our website. We can also get you equipped for your next tournament with all of the newest releases from all your favorite brands, as well as some huge deals in our closeout section. We've got a special deal for you guys out there using promo code NEBA at checkout for 15% off. That's N-E-B-A for 15% off merch only on thehousebowling.com.
At Storm, we're known for our innovations. Take a look. You'll probably spot a few of your all-time favorites. The ones you trusted. Ones that changed your game. Ones you won with. Each one a step forward. Each a reminder that progress never sleeps. And the best part? We're just getting started. Storm. Still the Bowlers Company.
We would like to recognize the additional sponsors who make these events possible. Tired of guessing how you're really performing on the lanes? Take control of your game with Tournament Sense, the ultimate companion for tournament bowlers. From tracking every frame to managing financials, it's time to stop playing and start dominating. Download Tournament Sense on the App Store or Google Play today. DJBT is a competitive tournament series built for youth bowlers, with adult participation on challenging sport patterns. A PBA junior affiliate and youth athletes can earn junior gold qualifying spots. KR Strikeforce. For those who have a choice, go with the most trusted name in bowling. KR Strikeforce. Cambridge Credit Counseling is your destination for debt relief services. Visit cambridgecredit.org to learn how they can help you with credit card debt, student loan repayment options, and mortgage relief services. NEBA's longest running sponsor, Buddy's Pro Shop, offers high-quality professional services at the best prices in the industry delivered to your front door. Visit buddysproshop.com today. Bloomfield Electric, providing service, design, and installation since 1926. Jeff Barden and his staff offer fantastic bowling facilities at Yankee Lanes Keene and Yankee Lanes Manchester. Visit them on Facebook, Twitter, and their tournament Facebook page. Northeastern Bowling Championships. Ace Mitchell Bowlers. Mart is the largest bowling distributor in the world. Dexter, the #1 bowling shoe in the world. Staying ahead with innovative technology is how we build shoes for every style of bowling. Follow on Facebook and Instagram at Dexter Bowling. Better Bowling Concepts, specializing in customer service and providing customers the best ball motion possible. East Coast Sports Investors, your leading source of sports information, many styles of bowling. Keep styling on them. Turbo Grips, driven to bowl. For more information on products and services, you can visit turbogrips.com or visit your local pro shop today. Taking bowling and business and marketing their products and services in a modern way, Major Bowling offers quality services and coaching regardless of skill level. Here to help you look great while you enjoy the most participated sport in America. Discover unique bowling shirts and jerseys at iambowling.com and use code NEBA for 25% off. Better feel, better control, better performance. Jopo grips are changing the game with their easy twist system and unmatched consistency. Make the change today and feel the difference immediately. Jopo grips, trust it, love it, and just twist it. Located inside Norwich Bowling and Entertainment Center, Ideal Bowling Concepts is your one-stop shop for all your bowling needs. Leah Cars, the brand of cars for the bowling community. Bullwinkle's Pro Shop, Attack the Rack. We would also like to thank Tony and Suzanne Renaud. Island Bowling Supply, The House Bowling, Tech Vision, Northeast Megabucks, Grog Monster Sports, and Pinwheel.us.
Bro, I'd have been like, yeah. That's what I'm saying. He throws it way too good than I have at least many. That's crazy. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and we are looking at the round of 8. I'm probably going to go ahead and move that camera. I didn't realize we're not catching everybody. And, well, we'll run down who our matches are in the round of 8 here in just a second. All right. Yeah, the only one that we're really not catching on the stream currently is the match between Sean Buck and Nate Clark. Nate Clark is still in it. Right now, we have, looks like John Sellers going to be versus Aaron Major. We have Sean Buck versus Nate Clark. We also have Tyler Intangji. I'm going to have somebody come on and pronounce it now. I feel so bad every time I butcher people's names. But he's going to be facing off. That's Andrew Robitaille. And then we also have Justin Goodspeed versus Chris Bialy. That is your round of 8. We're going to have some folks looking for their first title here. We're also going to have some folks looking to become multi-titleists. And we have other people that are just looking to add to the resume towards becoming a NEBA Hall of Famer, which definite possibility. If you guys have somebody that's a favorite for you or you're going to be rooting for them, shout them out in the comments. Let them know that you're going to be watching, rooting them on. If you haven't already, like and share this stream. Nothing but high quality, top-notch competitive bowling here at NEBA. And we got to let these folks get their recognition. Put them in front of as many eyes as we can. We also want to shout out to the Callahans. Callahan family dropped an additional $6,000 to the prize fund. We don't have that around here, folks. The folks at Callahans are huge supporters of NEBA, and we couldn't be more appreciative of their support. We come to Callahan's Bowlerama several times throughout the year. It's a wonderful facility. If you haven't had a chance to look or check it out, do so. Come on out and bowl some games, support the Callahans. This was also, if we didn't catch it, a Vincent Hall Memorial Cup Series. This was an elimination round, a survivor round, where we took the top 40, which we actually ended up, I believe, taking the top 36. Because out of the 60 potential qualifiers that were coming in, we were taking the top 40. Only 36 of them showed up. Lots of people bowling some other events and choosing to eliminate themselves for a chance to a piece of an additional $10,000 that we're bowling for throughout the year, the 2,000 of that being on top. So congratulations to all the folks who showed up at 9 a.m. and walked right through. You guys did it. And a very interesting leave from Andrew right out of the gate. Oh, okay. That was just for... Did it sweep it away? Oh, no, it did. What am I looking at right now? He left the 110, ladies and gentlemen. The 110. Very common. I know it looks like a 210, but it's definitely not. We also taking a look at Aaron Major, the strike machine himself, and absolutely murdering an 8-pin. The only folks you're really not getting to see are Nate Clark and Sean Buck. Nate actually just picked up a single pin himself. Sean has yet to throw a shot. This was our 1065th event. We appreciate everybody who does continue to come and support NEBA. We're one of the only events that's able to do a monthly scratch tournament, and we are still the longest monthly scratch tournament in USBC. 1065 events couldn't happen without all of the sponsors as well as supporters of NEBA, all the centers in the New England area. So we have to shout them out. Our sponsors at Storm Products couldn't do it without you guys, and obviously all of our NEBA members. Everybody who comes out and supports NEBA, we are greatly appreciative of that. Your next events are going to be the Ace Mitchell doubles up in Keene on August 1st. So if you haven't got yourself signed up for that, do so, because that will be an event that sells out. It is only a one-day event, followed up by the singles, the Yankee Lane singles, also at Yankee Lane's Keene. That's going to be on August 2nd. It's the weekend in Keene that everybody looks forward to. A little pricier hotel fees if you're somebody who likes to stay overnight, but the energy and atmosphere can't be really matched. Everybody looks forward to the Keene weekend. They also have the golf outing, which unfortunately had sold out. So if you didn't get your spot into that, you missed out for this year, but feel free to pay attention for next year. It's going to come back around for sure. To give you guys a little more action here, looks like Sean Buck actually started out with a double, as we see Nate is stepping back up to see if he can capitalize on his fill frame. And looks like he had a wrapped in Nate's going to be a hard guy to beat. He was striking at will earlier today, and there's a reason behind it. I remember Nate said he was throwing the Gremlin Tour X all day. He had a chance to throw one of those balls. I've seen quite a few of those go down the lane today. That ball looked really good. Shout out once again to the folks at SPI. And it looks like Aaron Major and his opponent, John Sellers, have started out perfect so far, both with a double. As Andrew is finding it difficult to not only get to the headpin, but be able to knock them all over. His opponent, Tyler, has already started off with a double as well. And it looks like Justin missed a 3-6-10 there, testing the approach afterwards. I'm a big fan of that. Test the approach. Why did I miss my spare? It has to be the approach. Sometimes it is. And Aaron's just flinging pins around. He does what Aaron Major does. At this point, we're no strangers to watching Aaron throw pins at 100 miles an hour and striking all the time. The guy's crazy good. And what an interesting leave for, I know you didn't see it, but for Nate Clark, he actually got one up the lane a little bit, and it 2-8-10. And if you're familiar with the pattern, which I will pull it back up just real quick, just so you guys can kind of see it again. Oh, gotta add it and not take it away. It was very easy. As you see, the friction to the right there, but even if the lane is developed a little bit, there's a little bit of friction. Sometimes if you got him up the lane, depending on if you had the right axis rotation or not, the ball would actually be pretty forward through the middle of the lane still, and you would get behind the headpin, and it would end up resulting in things like 2-10s, 2-8-10s, even in some cases washouts, which is kind of amazing to see a ball get up the lane and just back up the whole way. So, and that's a little pattern that's, like I said, 5-7-1. Let's see if Andrew can get something going here. And a split is not what you want to see right now. I know it's early in the match, but man, that is hard to see. Leaving the 110, left the bucket, and then now a split to follow. While Sean Buck over on the right lane has gone perfect through 3 so far. As you're just off to the right there, that's the only match we're not able to catch on the camera. Looks like John Sellers is perfect through 3 against Aaron Major, looking to connect for a 4th. You got to keep striking with that guy, and it looks like he did. Once again, he is throwing that RSD hyperdrive solid. That was very interesting. If you were using bigger balls, you were able to do it with a lot of rotation, and to be able to get them to not necessarily burn up in the front part of the lane, despite the amount of volume. And if you were able to get to the right into the friction, it blended the friction out more so than bounced off it hard. I didn't see a lot of shinier pieces today. We're definitely not it. We've seen a lot of not necessarily super heavy surface, but it was a lot of solid cover stocks, a lot of balls that were a little bit more on the matte side than anything that was shined up. The shiny stuff really gave you over under. Even when the lanes developed, we didn't see a ton of shiny stuff going down the lane. I still see people throwing. Oh my goodness, Aaron Major, you're a disgusting individual. Disgusting individual to connect for the first 4 to John Sellers. But like I said, the shiny stuff just really wasn't in play too much, really up until about the end of the 12:30 squad. Games 4 and 5 is when we were able to start seeing that look a little better. And the reason for that is, like I said earlier, is if you did get the ball to that defined friction to the right, it would almost respond too sharply off of it. And then if you bumped your ball speed up to play that, it had a very high potential of shooting through it and then coming behind the headpin still. And it just really wasn't a good controllable situation for what the type of scores were. As a matter of fact, and speaking of control, Chris Alley looks like he is still throwing an IQ 78U. And I didn't quite see the hit there, but it looks like he is left the spare, or at least a single pin. And it looks like he has gone spare, strike, and then has potential for a spare against his opponent, who has gone open so far. And that was Justin who went open for that one. And Aaron Major finally didn't throw pins around and threaten everybody in the building with his ball because he just hit so hard. It looks like he left a 7-pin, finally giving John a little bit of room to breathe. But like I said, you can't not strike against Aaron. He's going to figure it out and get him to go. So if you're hot, keep it going. Meanwhile, just to kind of recap you guys real quick on what the Nate Clark versus Sean Buck match is doing. Sean has gone strike in the first 3 and then 9 spare in the 4th, while Nate went spare to start, had that 2-8-10 that we mentioned, which he did only get 1 out of, and that has since doubled. So just figuring out the pair really and how to get all of them to go. Yes, Rich. Aaron Major doing Aaron Major things. Shout out to Major Bowling and their company. They were the title sponsors, not for our last event, but at Westgate. This was their first time that they had sponsored one of our events. Nice to see younger businesses jump in and take the mantle of some of the other people that are stepping out so the next generation can step in and support NEBA as well. John Sellers, big strike here. And gets him to go to connect for the first 5. In my opinion, basically must-haves against a guy like Aaron. We see, looks like Andrew really looking to start things up here and still coming in late behind the headpin there. I got to be honest with you. I think he's just a little too steep for the day. Maybe it worked on some of the other pairs, but I think he's not necessarily too, I think he's just too far left. That way, if it does end up jumping a little further right, it still doesn't see it the right way. It kind of jumps high. And Sean Buck just connected for a double there. He's pacing 270 through the first half of his game. He's gone the first 3 9 spare double in the 5th and 6th frame there. No shortage of strikes for them. And John Sellers with a huge high flush hit again. If you haven't had a chance to watch John Sellers throw the ball too much, he's a little on the softer side as far as rev rate is concerned, but man, it's his ball hit hard when it does. Speaking of balls hitting hard, I don't know if you caught that one in the mic, but Nate Clark just connected for a triple himself. His ball definitely hits really hard. Aaron now looking to step back up and see if he can get himself back on that strike string. If there's anybody in the building who is really good at doing it, it's definitely him. Not to toot his horn for him, but he knows it. Throwing a black hammer, it looks like, too. And a pretty high flush shot there. Like I said, I didn't see a lot of urethane going down the lane today, but we still have 2 competitors right now, looks like, that are throwing urethane. Aaron's able to stay a little bit more on top of it and kind of give it the ball speed necessary to make it hold line and still have some hit. But Viali, he's kind of leaning on that 78 there just to hold the control. I think if he catches somebody who's a little higher scoring, he might find himself in some trouble. But can't argue with the man if he's still into this round of 8. And he's definitely a competitor who knows what he's doing. Nate Clark has since made a 4-bagger in his attempt to pick himself up after that 2-8-10 open, and it's must-haves right now because Sean Buck is also on a bit of a heater, only missing once so far with that 9 spare at 4th. And yeah, Aaron with another single pin lead there on 31 and 2. 6 pin this time, going a little high. And we still see Andrew fighting some over-under for sure, if that's putting it lightly. And with another open frame there, my poor guy here, he's gone 4 out of 5 for opens to start. And that's you feel for him because, I mean, I think we've all been there, especially in a match play situation where, you're not looking to get into a hole too early. And, yeah, it's definitely pressing on you for the rest of the game. Doesn't make it easier to make shots, that's for sure. Especially when your opponent has gone double 9 spare strike to start his match. Looks like there was a little bit of a delay in the Viali match down there. They're kind of creeping along. But I think Crystal has the minor lead. Tyler leaving a 4-pin there, but still out of trouble. Just looking to fill some frames. I think that's all it's going to take for him. And now we see down there the Viali match. That was that IQ 78U. Looks like it backed up and missed the headpin, leaving a washout for Mr. Viali. And that's really kind of what I was afraid of using urethane today. We didn't see a lot of it because if you did have to get in and start shaping it at some point, that's exactly what it was going to do. John Sellers putting a commanding front 7 together against a guy who you have to strike against. He must have got the memo because he has done nothing but strike so far. Perfect through 7. And give you guys a little bit of an update on the Nate Clark Sean Buck match. Sean went 9 spare strike in the 8th. It looks like Sean can strike out for 258, while Nate has now connected for 5 in a row, which is going to push him to a max of 254, it looks like. So Nate can strike out. He's stepping up in the 9th as we speak. So if Nate strikes here, that puts a huge amount of pressure on Sean, despite Sean having quite the lead throughout the entire match up until this point. And a good shot there from Tyler. it's pretty much just routine for him at this point to step up and just make some good shots, fill some frames, and I think he's going to be moving along just fine in this match, unless something crazy like the the Chris Barnes versus Michael Houghton Jr. Match goes on. I think we all know about that one. Oh, and a vicious wrap 10 there for Nate. Quality shot though. And that's going to put him at, looks like 183. So he can go out for 233 now. So still not a gimme by any means, but, you know, he does have to fill a frame here in order to get something going. And speaking of getting something going, it doesn't look like Andrew's going to be doing that here currently. And like I said, we've all found that, you know, getting to a rough situation in terms of ball reaction and on top of shot making, it almost comes to a point where you're trying to, you know, pure it and get the ball to do the right thing for you rather than just making a big change. I think he's been throwing the it looks like the IQ, IQ, not the IQ Pearl, the green one, the green and black IQ that just came out not too long ago. Imagine if I could remember. Aaron Major in a must-strike situation now. Throws one, didn't like it. It looked like immediately turned around, and it was a vicious wrap 7. So we need more shots like that in my life where they absolutely hate it. They still end up coming back and having a quality chance to get it going there. Sean Buck did step up in double now, 8th and 9th, and now he's stepping up at the 10th frame. Sean gets the first one. It locks it up. And looking down here at By Alley. Looks like By Alley left makeable. And he is still clean through 5 from what it seems. And it sounds like he's going to be clean through the first half of his match. That match is definitely a little slower. It looks like something happened with the lane to get it slow down there. Oh, Sean Buck getting the first one in the 10th. And that is pretty much going to do it for the Sean Buck versus Nate Clark match. What a match that ended up being. And Andrew's still not quite connecting there. If we do get a chance for John is on the front 8, John Sellers is, against Aaron Major, who is just a filthy light mixer there to get it to go on the 9th. Aaron Major can actually go out for, it looks like 248, where really John, if John goes spare, he's locked up this match. So John's on the front 8 right now. If it comes down to John shooting 300, we'll see if we can move the camera a little closer in the 10th, the last one in the 10th anyway, just so you guys have a little bit better look before we jump into a commercial break. Yeah, definitely a wrapped up match here between Sean and Nate. Looks like Sean is going to be shooting 247. While Nate is going to fill his frame here for 223. Incredible bowling by Nate all day. If you had a chance to see any of it or hear from him, my man, between leading a squad and then just his performance in general all day has been great. So it's tough to end a good day like that, especially when you throw, you know, you bowl a reasonable game there at 220. Just having that a little open there in the beginning, but yeah, that's tough. And it looks like Tyler's going to be walking away with this match pretty handily too. Barring anything crazy. It looks like a 9 pin there. That should be an easy make for him. And unfortunately, John Sellers did come to the run came to an end, but Phil Frame here he's going to be basically moving on. And yeah, that's basically going to do it for him. They both got to finish out in the 10th here. I think if John gets the 9 here, he's definitely going to be settled. Despite what Aaron Major is going to do, and that's a hard guy to beat. I know it firsthand how hard he is to beat because he strikes so much. But man, if you can find a way to put the pressure on him, that's the only way you're going to beat Aaron is by outstriking him. He definitely doesn't give them back to you. I'm going to walk down here real quick and take a look at the score of the Viali versus Justin Goodspeed match. And I'm not sure if the mic's picking it up, but it looks like Justin just connected for a strike in the 6th. Justin can go out right now for 223. Viali's going to step up in the 6th. If Viali strikes, Viali be able to strike all the way out for it. Looks like 246. So quite a little bit of disparity between those two. Viali's definitely got him on the ropes. But if Justin continues striking, which it looks like he just threw his first strike in the match, there's going to be a little bit of pressure on Viali coming to the back part of this match. Guys, Sean Bouchard, Sean Buck said, yeah, Sean Bouchard, yeah.
I'm not Mark Stone.
Well, I mean, come on. Sean Buck is still in it. Sean was our most recent winner. Lowest game bowled in match play.
140 over here against Jay.
Hey, don't push me. I've definitely been down there. So I don't know, probably under 100 if I had to say. If I had to say, it's got to be under 100. I have no clue. Yeah.
Or some guy who just at the end of his life at the 6 p.m. squad.
All I know is I've put up a 120 in match play before. So at the lowest one I know of is 120.
I know I shot 140 against Jay first. Fuck me.
Sure.
I think it was on 30.
Guys, if you haven't already, feel free to like and share the stream. We are going to be moving on to semifinal action here at NEBA and Callahan's Bowl-O-Rama with the Rip Callahan Memorial Singles event. I can't believe they added $6,000 to today's prize fund. So if you're walking away a winner today, you're walking away some extra change in your pocket courtesy of the Callahan family. Couldn't be more thankful of that. You're going to be in the hundreds, bud. And Aaron Majors should look like he's just wrapping things up there. We will keep you updated with the match score between Bialy and Just Goodspeed. As Bialy looks like he just opened in the 6th. That is going to tighten things up quite a bit. Seems maybe they had some a lane malfunction or something because they were quite a bit behind the rest of these guys. If you're looking to join the next NEBA adventure, it's going to be in August. We have 2 events up in Yankee Lanes, Keene. We have August 1st. We have the Ace Mitchell doubles, followed by the Yankee Lane singles on that Sunday. So a dual event weekend again. The doubles typically sells out, and the singles isn't far behind it, as it is one-day events for each one. So that does make the entries a little bit tighter to get into. So if you're wanting to get into that, by all means, go to bowlneva.com right now and get yourself signed up. Find a doubles partner as well. We're going to have a lot of fun up at Keene. And Bialy leaving a makeable spare down there. Looks like a 10-pin. And he's just looking to keep himself out of any trouble and try to keep this match close. And we are catching a little bit of lag there, but into Nungsai, it's his last name, Tyler into Nungsai. He's going to be moving on in his match against Andrew Robitil. Apparently I'm butchering everybody's name. Who finally got his first hit there. He is in the hundreds, and he's likely not going to be the lowest game I've seen in match play, despite what he probably thought. And Tyler just kind of circling the lane there. And really, that was the big play. If you were able to find a way to circle a ball, or even just find a way to stay in the middle of the lane, not necessarily have to give it away, I found that you were able to stay out of trouble and get your hits to go more often than not there. So, and let's see if we can take a look at that score between Justin and, oh no, it looks like Bialy actually opened again. And Justin did wash out, leaving the 1-8-10. Not thrilled about it, as I would not be either. I'm actually going to take a step down here just so I can give you guys a little bit more updates, because it is hard to see what's going on. So we'll go ahead and see if the mics will pick it up so we can at least talk you guys through the match. It looks like as it stands currently, Justin is 97 in the 7th on an open. Bialy is at 110 in the 7th, also on an open. And this is exactly what I was talking about, guys, that these this pattern, despite it being a little bit softer, can still produce these low scores if you find, to get in trouble with your ball reaction. Which is exactly what both of these guys are doing right now. And, yeah, it looks like Justin's leaving another washout there. Lots of frustration, especially when you're seeing your opponent's not necessarily lined up, giving you a chance to get back in the match. It's not what you want to do there, but At this point, you have to just let it go, do your best to clean it up and move on, and at very least get count. Even on his last washout, it looks like he went 6-1. I think he took the 2-pin out of it. And like I said, it looks like Tyler has moved on there. Only 181, but he kind of gassed out there at the end. Didn't necessarily have to put full effort into it seems. And a washout conversion there from Justin to keep things close. They kind of seen it all through the edge of your screen there. Definitely a little fried, but I got to be honest with you. I'm keeping myself in it because I know my opponent doesn't necessarily have a good look. Wiley currently only has 1 strike through his first 7 frames, same as Justin. So neither one of them is necessarily lined up. But if I had to lean towards anything, there's a lot of experience in Chris Wiley as he's competed in 250,000 Nebas. No, I'm just kidding. But Wiley definitely has his run of experience. So if I had to guess, Wiley's going to make the right move here, get himself at very least a makeable spare there. Still throwing that IQ 78U, or it looks like, if I had to guess, I think Justin's throwing an Ion Pro Solid. Wiley up the lane a little. And fortunate enough to leave just a 4-7 as he went through the face there. Really, it's going to come down to who's filling our frames for this game. There's a lot of open frames here in this match between Wiley and Goodspeed. And you find it more often than not that, sometimes when your competition is playing to a certain level, it's easy to also fall into that certain level too. Find a lot in college bowling where a lot of the teams who aren't necessarily as stacked at the stack. If you're bowling up against a stacked team, typically you bowl a little better. Sometimes the stacked team bowls down to your level. It's kind of interesting. And Wiley with a good conversion there. We are now stepping up into the 9th and 10th for both competitors. Wiley's going to hit the 9th, and Justin will be the first to finish this match. Guys, if you haven't already, like and share the stream. We're going to be heading into the round of 4 semifinal action here at the Rip Callahan Memorial event at Callahan's Bolorama. If you have anybody that's going to be in the final 4 that you're going to be rooting on, feel free to throw them in the comments. You got to shout these guys out. A lot of these guys put a lot of time into their games, and that's how they make it so far into this to this format. It's very difficult to move along in the format, let alone win. So getting these guys in front of as many eyes as we can, just so we can show them some recognition, is the best way we can support them. Wiley, another shot here. Liked it and put 10 back. What a huge shot to add some pressure back onto Justin. Wiley can now strike out for 190. Justin looks like he can max out for 177. But every hit matters here. Like I said, but that was only Wiley's 2nd strike of the game. If Justin can lock in here and just keep it into the 1-3, he's got a real chance to still put some pressure on Wiley in that 10th frame. Big shot here. Must strike. Likes that one a little more. What a fantastic shot. And I was actually misled. He's actually throwing a concept. And as long as it looks like it stays in the middle of the lane, it's got a real good reaction going through the pins there. So big shot there as they both struck in the 9th. Now, can he pull it together for the 10th? Justin has now struck on both the right and left lane 1 time. So he knows how to get it there and get it done. But he cannot shut Wiley out. This match will ultimately be up to Chris, regardless of what Justin does. Must strike situation for the 10th frame for Justin. Another really good shot there, doubling up. That's the first double of the match for either of these players, and it couldn't come at a better time. But it's not over yet. We still need to put some more strikes up on the board, put some pressure back on Wiley, make it perform in the 10th. Like I said, Justin can max out right now 177. Wiley can max out for 190. A second strike here basically force Viale to get the first one of the 10th. This is going to be the biggest shot for Justin of the day so far. Does he like it? Ooh, and a 4-7 left there for Justin. A filled frame here will put him at 165. I think it's very important to note that it's still not over. He said Viale can go out for a max of 190, but if Viale goes 9 spare strike will put Viale at 170. And neither one of these competitors were lined up until this point. Remember, Viale's last shot on the right lane went high and almost big four. Got the two of them out. So Justin did spare there for 165. And ultimately, I don't know if he can be necessarily upset about his 9th and 10th frame performance there. It's really the beginning and the middle of the game that kind of edged him out there. Had some open frames. But we've all been there. We've all definitely felt that frustration. But like I said, it's all up to Chris Viale and what he does here. Viale just needs a filled frame and good count, and he will move on. It looks like he's going to take a re-rack. And really, that's just to kind of give himself another moment to kind of settle down, figure out what he's going to do, lock in for the moment, make a shot. A strike here will lock him in to your top 4. Huge shot for Viale. He executed what to do. And 10 back there. That's going to move Viale on. What a massive double there for Viale. That is going to do it. Really, he's just going to keep it on the lane and walk away into the top 4. So quite the finish there. That was that match went from being not super close to tightening up to who knew who was going to strike and all that good stuff. Lots of fun. More NEBA action coming back to the top 4 when we hit semifinal action at the Rip Callahan Memorial event. Feel free to take a look at this commercial and support our sponsors.
Thank you guys for tuning in and watching this NEBA live stream, one of my favorite tournament organizations. If you're looking for some of the best bowling merchandise on the internet, check us out at thehousebowling.com. T-shirts, hats, polos, hoodies, and much, much more on our website. We can also get you equipped for your next tournament with all of the newest releases from all your favorite brands, as well as some huge deals in our closeout section. We've got a special deal for you guys out there using promo code NEBA at checkout for 15% off. That's NEBA for 15% off merch only on thehousebowling.com.
At Storm, we're known for our innovations. Take a look. You'll probably spot a few of your all-time favorites. The ones you trusted. Ones that changed your game. Ones you won with. Each one a step forward. Each a reminder that progress never sleeps. And the best part? We're just getting started. Storm. Still the Bowlers Company.
We would like to recognize the additional sponsors who make these events possible. Tired of guessing how you're really performing on the lanes? Take control of your game with Tournament Sense, the ultimate companion for tournament bowlers. From tracking every frame to managing financials, it's time to stop playing and start dominating. Download Tournament Sense on the App Store or Google Play today. DJBT is a competitive tournament series built for youth bowlers with adult participation on challenging sport patterns. A PBA junior affiliate and youth athletes can earn junior gold qualifying spots. KR Strikeforce. For those who have a choice, go with the most trusted name in bowling. KR Strikeforce. Cambridge Credit Counseling is your destination for debt relief services. Visit cambridgecredit.org to learn how they can help you with credit card debt, student loan repayment options, and mortgage relief services. NEBA's longest running sponsor, Buddy's Pro Shop, offers high-quality professional services at the best prices in the industry delivered to your front door. Visit buddysproshop.com today. Bloomfield Electric. providing service, design, and installation since 1926. Jeff Barden and his staff offer fantastic bowling facilities at Yankee Lanes Keene and Yankee Lanes Manchester. Visit them on Facebook, Twitter, and their tournament Facebook page. Northeastern Bowling Championships. Ace Mitchell Bowlers. Mart is the largest bowling distributor in the world. Dexter, the #1 bowling shoe in the world. Staying ahead with innovative technology is how we build shoes for every style of bowling. Follow on Facebook and Instagram at Dexter Bowling. Better Bowling Concepts, specializing in customer service and providing customers the best ball motion possible. East Coast Sports Investors, your leading source of sports information, many styles of bowling. Keep styling on them. Turbo Grips, driven to bowl. For more information on products and services, you can visit turbogrips.com or visit your local pro shop today. Taking bowling and business and marketing their products and services in a modern way, Major Bowling offers quality services and coaching regardless of skill level. Here to help you look great while you enjoy the most participated sport in America. Discover unique bowling shirts and jerseys at iambowling.com and use code NEBA for 25% off. Better feel, better control, better performance. Jopo grips are changing the game with their easy twist system and unmatched consistency. Make the change today and feel the difference immediately. Jopo grips, trust it, love it, and just twist it. Located inside Norwich Bowling and Entertainment Center, Ideal Bowling Concepts is your one-stop shop for all your bowling needs. Leah Cars, the brand of cars for the bowling community. Bullwinkle's Pro Shop, Attack the Rack. We would also like to thank Tony and Suzanne Renaud. Island Bowling Supply, The House Bowling, Tech Vision, Northeast Megabucks, Grog Monster Sports, and Pinwheel.us.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and I'm going to fix that camera just a little bit. Almost had it all the way. It's hard to tell with the banner before we got lined up. Just a bit over. Perfect. Now, the match that we're going to be checking out today is Jonathan Sellers versus Sean Buck. Wow. Oh, my goodness. I feel so terrible every time I go to say Tyler's last name. Intanongsai. I swear to you, it's like in one ear and out the other. Intanongsai. Tyler Intanongsai is going to be versus Chris Bialy today in the round of 4 semifinal action here at the Rip Callahan Memorial singles event. Shout out to the Callahan family for dropping a massive $6,000 into the prize fund today. It's going to be a lot of happy competitors that are going home with a little extra cash in their pocket. Let's not forget this was also a Vincent Hall Memorial Cup Series elimination round where we were taking the top 40. We actually ended up taking the top 36 because only 36 of the qualifiers showed up. So they all moved forward, getting a chance at an additional $10,000 in prize money at the end of the year. We are going to be pushing forward. I have to get that next event lined up for where the VHMC is, but it's not going to be in Keene because not everybody can make it up that far. At least I don't believe. And plus, the center was going to allow it for the singles event for everybody to fit in there and limit, stretch people out of the squad. So the guys are just getting lined up here, 2 balls on each lane. But we're going to have a lot of fun here in the finals action. You have Sean Buck, who just came off of a title win in Cranston, his last event. The Better Bowling Concepts. Shout out to John Kirker. But yeah, Sean Buck is our last winner. John Sellers looking to claim his first title. Tyler's looking to claim his first title. Chris Bialy, I believe, is looking to claim his 4th or 5th. I'm going to have to jump back over here to our website and check that out. If you want to check out any stats on any of our NEBA bowlers, you go to bowlers.com and just hit the stats tab. It's a fantastic little place to run into. You can check out all our bowlers points list, or you can even go to the history and hit the champions button where you can find out who's won how many titles, where we'll just check out Mr. Bialy. And Mr. Bialy has won. Bialy's looking at his 5th title today. To become part of the 5 Timers Club is nuts. As we check out John's first shot here. John Sellers putting 10 back. That is a bad man. He was striking at will his last match. He was striking at will his match prior to that. I think he's averaging 270 going into this. So what a nightmare of a man we're going to have to face in the round of 4. But I'm sure Sean Buck is more than willing to step up to some solid competition from John. Bialy still throwing that IQ 78 and put one high flush there against Tyler. Solid shot there from Sean. 1-1.
The young lady.
Tyler looking at the match. Chris Viale. And 10 back there for Tyler as well. Looks like all four of our competitors pretty lined up. Very surprised to see Viale still stick with the IQ 78U, but that just goes to show how different pair to pair that they are. Where one of them is going to allow you to barely skate out with a $170 versus having a 240 look. And quality shot there from Sean again. As you guys probably seen plenty if you paid attention to the last live stream that we did. Guy knows how to strike. Knows how to make quality shots. Bowler for William Patterson as well, if you're not familiar with them. Strong collegiate program out of New Jersey. Let's see if Tyler can double up here. And a double does go there for Tyler. Kind of hard to see that ball return ramp being in the way. See if John can step up as well and keep the strikes rolling for everybody. Quite the shot. And man, he is just as locked in as you get. Just to give you a rundown real quick, John Sellers' last 2 games, 279, 265. Nothing but striking nonstop, it seems. Throwing that RSC hyperdrive solid, too. I think I've seen more use out of that ball after it was announced that it was getting discontinued than I did when the ball was actually out moving. Viale with that 78U. And a little light mixer, not getting the 7-pin to fall. And he'll be our first non-strike of our semifinal coverage. Like I said, that's the part for me that made it so difficult to want to throw urethane. It's finding a way to get it to keep carrying and not give you the over-under. So Viale must have seen something that none of the rest of us seen. But he was also a qualifier off of the 1230 squad where he wasn't necessarily throwing. Man, we just seen John put 10 back air again. What a shot. But yeah, Viale actually qualified off of the 1230 burn squad, not throwing the 78U. And so this must have been his best look throughout the fresh anyway. I guess as long as reaction stays into that 1-3 area, he'll probably stick with it. Sean Buck looking to just match his opponent. Gets that one a little right and comes in that light switcher zone and gets the 7 to fall 2. Didn't look like he loved it, and for good reason. There were sometimes today, if you get it to that exact spot, it would just get a little too far behind the hip end. You'd see a lot of 2-8-10s and even potential washouts. There's plenty of those today. Even with the being, like 5'6", 5'7" to 1, not a ton of volume and only 42 feet, there was still plenty of opportunity for the ball to get behind the hip end. Viale looking to get back on the strike train here. And through the face and leaving looks like a big 4. So once again, just kind of going back to, how much do you have to force kind of urethane to just to do the right thing and go through the pins the right way to get the hits. And I just feel like that is just not the play. Although Aaron Major did have the front 8 or front 9 today in match play. So who am I to say? And Sean Buck getting the first 4 to go. And I got to be honest, it's must strikes. Even though it's early, when I'm watching John Sellers throw a ball and it hitting the way it is, especially the way he's been repeating the last couple games, definitely not somebody you want to give a little bit of open ground to. Pretty good. He liked it, and so did the pins. That ball went through the pins so nice. There was no doubter there the whole way. And that was just going back again to if you were using a bare ball of surface on it, be able to have that rotation. And John's got such nice soft touch too. to get that ball to hold on line and not necessarily pick up early and be too soon to the point where it kind of pukes out. That rotation really allowing the ball to get down lane and still have something to hit. And you can see the result firsthand. Both of them, both Sean and John, perfect through 4. Same with Tyler on lane 32. Lots of strikes flying for these guys. John Sellers to stay perfect through 5. Wow, man, what a shot from John. It's just, as soon as it hits the pin, you know, it's no doubters. At this point, he looks like a robot on repeat. I think I've seen in the past 3 games, just nothing but striking at will. John actually just getting back into the NEBA scene last season and stepping things back into it. After a little bit of a hiatus, he had some kids, as we all do. And it looks like Tyler is going to find his first non-strike of his match, leaving a 4-pin trip, which is a little high. John Buck answering with the front 5 of his own, and even that one looked like it got a little up the lane in comparison to the one prior. So that's just going back to making sure that you're in the right ball, doing the right thing, and you'll be able to have a little bit of wiggle room left and right. I knew he was throwing a stealth mode earlier, but now it looks like he is throwing the original theorem. Tyler just looking to fill his frame. Fill frames. Exactly what you got to do when your opponent has an open up on the board. The question is Viali going to stick to the urethane plan and stay true to it throughout the match, knowing that Tyler still has a pretty solid line in pocket? And it does look like he is making the change here. I think that is the right play, but it's going to find out if the pins agree, as Sean Buck connects for the front 6 against John Sellers, who has the front 5. Both of them not looking to slow down anytime soon. Wiley with the ball change. And high flush hit there. And boy, oh boy, if I would have made that at least 1 frame sooner, that would have been the play. Interesting to see what he's throwing now. If I had to guess, that ball looked like an IQ tour type color. Maybe not. Looking again, it looks like an Ion Pro that he jumped into, which makes a lot of sense. John got that one a little further right, and man, that ball absolutely went through the pin silly. That is fantastic. It makes me want to find an RST hyperdrive today and drill it up again, because that thing is going through the pins nutty. Ellie looking to connect with a double after this ball change. And it looks like he does, finally answering back to Tyler. And if that doesn't inspire confidence for the rest of your game, I don't know what does, especially after watching the prior game where he was really struggling to find some strikes. He probably got maybe a little misled there in practice, thinking that he was able to control it. But, man, that was the play. Get into something reactive now is the time for sure. John Sellers looking to stay perfect through 7. A little up the lane. And we're going to end up just walking away with a 6-pin there. What a run just in that pair and from John in general. I mean, if you caught the last 2 games, he's literally been doing nothing but striking. So it's bound to give once in a while. And Tyler, here's one there. He liked it all the way, and for good reason, as he is still pacing 279 through the halfway point of this game. He's going to have Viali on the ropes by about 50 pins, give or take here. Viali did start out strike 9 spare and then open before his double. John just cleaning up his frame there. And, you know, it's still anybody's match for 33 and 34. Obviously, John did open there. He still got, or not open, he filled his frame. I called it open because he finally didn't strike. It's been striking at will, like I said. But it's really easy for your ball not to go through the pins the right way, even after you're lined up for a little bit. So, let's see what Sean Buck does here. Does he take advantage? And a little wrap 10 action there for Sean, even in the match right back out. field frame here. And that's exactly what we were talking about. You can get to the 1-3 all day here for the most part. It's whether or not you're going to get him to go. And then once you start trying to force that carry or force the angles to make it happen, that's when you start getting yourself into a little bit of trouble. And Tyler looks like he has a split there. If I had to guess, it looks like a 310 on 31. Really a must-feel situation, especially now that your opponent is finally doubled up and has some decent ball reaction. Tyler searching around for his spare ball. He hasn't had to use it in quite a few frames, so. Sean Buck helping him out, but I tell you what, if they find each other in a title match, he's going to owe Sean at least one hit just for finding his spare ball for him. Guys, if you haven't already, like and share the stream. I want to get this stream in front of as many eyes as possible. And the only way to do that is by liking and sharing. We got to get some engagement going. Feel free to throw some comments in there, who you want to see move on in these matches. Or even let us know if you're planning on making your way into the next NEBA up there in Keene, August 1st and August 2nd with the doubles and the singles. Looks like Tyler opened there for now he's sitting at 127 in the 6th. As Sean goes high flush there, making sure to let John know that he is not done striking yet. So an open there from Tyler, that is going to put that match much, much closer. Wiley sets the tone here with a strike. Looking to connect for a triple. Oh, and an absolutely stoned 8-pin is going to keep him from connecting for 3. But, you know, I'm still comfortable. As long as I'm filling that frame and stepping back up, my ball reaction finally looks good enough to match up with some scores. John Sellers looking to get back on it. That one looked a little closer than this one before. And the light fixer is going to keep a stubborn 7-pin from falling. But like I said, John's still in the zone. Even though we're on the back part of this match, it's still really anybody's game. Field frame here, move on to the 9th, get that strike to go, and see what your opponent does. Field frame there for him. John is going to be finishing this. He's going to be sitting on the bench while Sean finishes the match. So really, there's not much he can do other than go up, fill his frame, throw his best shots, and see what his opponent decides to do. Good field frame there. John's such a quality bowler, too. I didn't get a chance to see too much of John Sellers up until this past year, and because I know Calvin very well. Calvin's got his brother Calvin Sellers, also a bowler, been seen around a little bit, but I hadn't really had a chance to watch John bowl too much. And John just has such a nice soft release, but still creates some power. Once he gets confident, as you can see, he can strike with the best of them. As speaking of striking with the best of them, Wiley's getting pumped up down there, getting one to go. Wiley has currently got 115 in the 6th, which is crazy because now that is a 12-pin match between him and Tyler after quite the swing. What a ball change. And John sends a messenger, does not get it to go in the 9th as 10-pin will stand. And a fill frame here will give John a max of 257 out. Now, anybody else, that's good. But when you're facing up against Sean Buck, who's pacing out for 279, it's hard to be super pleased when the 10 doesn't fall there. Great shot by Tyler. Good response to Vialik striking. Good way to pick yourself up off of that 310 open. Still frame here from John, and he does. Now all John can do is sit back and watch and see what Sean Buck steps up. Like I said, Sean strikes out for 279. Best Calvin can do currently is striking out for 257. But he's got to watch Sean. Big shot there from Tyler, putting 10 back again. That double picking up that open, making sure that he can't be shut out. And Tyler will be the one to finish the match. Quality shot there from Sean. Sean's going to step up and finish this match now. Now, if that was a huge one right there. Sean strikes here. That's going to wrap up the match. That's crazy work. That's what makes this NEBA format so difficult. is because you can catch people who are on a heater. And even if you shoot 250 or 260, you can still lose. I know I've lost with the front 9 myself against somebody who put up the front 10. And that's exactly what we're talking about. I mean, you can make it through with a 180, or you can lose to a 280, or lose with a 280. It's an interesting NEBA format. That's why we love it. Didn't love it. Looks like a 10-pin is going to stand for Sean. Must spare situation here for Sean. Sean goes spare strike. That puts him at 258. That will edge Calvin out by 1 pin of a max. Spare and strike to win. Wiley looks like he's spared in the 8th. And it looks like Sean spared as well. Strike will move him on to a back-to-back finals matches, while anything less will give John Sellers an opportunity to step up for a chance to still seal his fate. Wiley looking for a huge hit here. A little light mixer action, gets to go. And right now it looks like Tyler can strike out for 247, 9th and 10th, while Wiley's going to have to sit on the bench and watch that, as Wiley can only strike out for 215. Sean taking a little bit of a re-rack there, getting the nerves out of the way, getting yourself settled to go up and make a quality shot, try to get all 10. And that's all 10. That did it. What a fantastic shot there from Sean. Bowling up against a guy who has been literally averaging just over 270 the last 2 games and continued to strike. But man, he outstruck the guy who was doing it the most. And that's the only way you're doing it. Kind of a little bit of a payback for what John did there to Aaron, because Aaron's another guy who just strikes a ton. And a 9-pin there for Tyler, making it difficult to seal the deal against Wiley out of the gate. Tyler goes 9 spare sheet. Another great shot there for John. You just got to feel for him. And once again, just saying how difficult this NEBA format is to win is just right there. You could literally shoot 800 for 3 games and then still find your way out in one of the matches. That's just how it is. Like I said, Tyler spares this. Let's see, that puts him at 170. That puts him at 216 out. Just make sure I got my math right there. Yeah, so Tyler can currently strike out for 216. Wiley can strike out for 215. Can't make the matches any closer. And John Sellers going to walk away a happy man as far as collecting some extra change thanks to the $6,000 added from Callahan's family. They added $6,000 to this prize fund. That was fantastic. Love the sport. But man, you hate when you lose by a pin, especially shooting a quality number that would have won anything else today. But Sean Buck's hard to beat. Just came off a win in Cranston. So, and a big shot there from Tyler. It looks like based on his reaction that he did leave a 10-pin. So he can now currently go spare strike for 205. That puts things interesting. John will finish up with 256 there. Just to give you an idea, John's last 3 games, 265, 279, 256. So literally lighting them up. But man, yeah. John, solid bowling there his last 3 games, man. That was awesome. A lot of striking. And Tyler did clean up his single pin there. Pretty much a must-have when you're stepping up against a guy like Wiley. He's going to need all 10 here to really add some additional pressure to him. As I said, he can strike out. I lied about the scores. He can strike out. He strikes now for 215. Where was my math skills? He strikes for 215. Wiley can go out for 215.
He strikes. Wiley has to go out for 215.
Yeah. Where was my math skills there? That was funny. I strike here, and he can't be beaten. He can only be tied. And a quality shot there putting the pressure back on Viali. Viali must strike out in order to tie, and then we will go into a roll-off. But there's a lot of work to be done between now and then. Viali made the ball change. He's made a few of the shots to keep himself in the match. Now it all comes down to this. And a light mixer leaves the 7 standing, and Tyler will move on to your finals match against Sean Buck. What a performance. Ladies and gentlemen, like and share this. Meanwhile, feel free to take a look at an ad set from our sponsor.
Thank you guys for tuning in and watching this NEBA live stream, one of my favorite tournament organizations. If you're looking for some of the best bowling merchandise on the internet, check us out at thehousebowling.com. T-shirts, hats, polos, hoodies, and much, much more on our website. We can also get you equipped for your next tournament with all of the newest releases from all your favorite brands, as well as some huge deals in our closeout section. We've got a special deal for you guys out there using promo code NEBA at checkout for 15% off. That's NEBA for 15% off merch only on thehousebowling.com.
At Storm, we're known for our innovations. Take a look. You'll probably spot a few of your all-time favorites. The ones you trusted. Ones that changed your game. Ones you won with. Each one a step forward. Each a reminder that progress never sleeps. And the best part? We're just getting started. Storm. Still the Bowlers Company.
We would like to recognize the additional sponsors who make these events possible. Tired of guessing how you're really performing on the lanes? Take control of your game with Tournament Sense, the ultimate companion for tournament bowlers. From tracking every frame to managing financials, it's time to stop playing and start dominating. Download Tournament Sense on the App Store or Google Play today. DJBT is a competitive tournament series built for youth bowlers with adult participation on challenging sport patterns. A PBA junior affiliate and youth athletes can earn junior gold qualifying spots. KR Strikeforce. For those who have a choice, go with the most trusted name in bowling. KR Strikeforce. Cambridge Credit Counseling is your destination for debt relief services. Visit cambridgecredit.org to learn how they can help you with credit card debt, student loan repayment options, and mortgage relief services. NEBA's longest running sponsor, Buddy's Pro Shop, offers high-quality professional services at the best prices in the industry delivered to your front door. Visit buddysproshop.com today. Bloomfield Electric, providing service, design, and installation since 1926. Jeff Barden and his staff offer fantastic bowling facilities at Yankee Lanes Keene and Yankee Lanes Manchester. Visit them on Facebook, Twitter, and their tournament Facebook page. Northeastern Bowling Championships. Ace Mitchell Bowlers. Mart is the largest bowling distributor in the world. Dexter, the #1 bowling shoe in the world. Staying ahead with innovative technology is how we build shoes for every style of bowling. Follow on Facebook and Instagram at Dexter Bowling. Better Bowling Concepts, specializing in customer service and providing customers the best ball motion possible. East Coast Sports Investors, your leading source of sports information, many styles of bowling. Keep styling on them. Turbo Grips, driven to bowl. For more information on products and services, you can visit turbogrips.com or visit your local pro shop today. Taking bowling and business and marketing their products and services in a modern way, Major Bowling offers quality services and coaching regardless of skill level. Here to help you look great while you enjoy the most participated sport in America. Discover unique bowling shirts and jerseys at iambowling.com and use code NEBA for 25% off. Better feel, better control, better performance. Jopo grips are changing the game with their easy twist system and unmatched consistency. Make the change today and feel the difference immediately. Jopo grips, trust it, love it, and just twist it. Located inside Norwich Bowling and Entertainment Center, Ideal Bowling Concepts is your one-stop shop for all your bowling needs. Leah Cars, the brand of cars for the bowling community. Bullwinkle's Pro Shop, Attack the Rack. We would also like to thank Tony and Suzanne Renaud. Island Bowling Supply, The House Bowling, Tech Vision, Northeast Megabucks, Grog Monster Sports, and Pinwheel.us.
Hey, I tell you what, we'll give you another one of the freebies.
Hey, thanks. I appreciate
More
that.
of them break than not.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've had several that I hit it and it just shoots off. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
it comes flying out.
all righty. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just now joining us, we are just about to start our championship match of the 2026 Rip Callahan Memorial Singles event. Shout out to the Callahan family for $6,000 added to this prize fund today. What an amount to add to a prize fund. If you're a bowler here at NEBA, you got to be thankful for that type of thing. We're going to be looking at Sean Buck taking on Tyler in Tunungsai. I'm going to get that in Tunungsai. I'm going to say it 100 times tonight on my way home. But Tyler has actually never made the round of 8 before. So this is, as far as he's ever made it in a match, his first finals appearance, whereas Sean has made a few finals appearances before. As a matter of fact, he also ran into the title match last set in Cranston. So Sean's actually looking to go back-to-back titles and make himself a 3rd title in less than a month. So that's incredible bowling by Sean. But Tyler's no slouch. He's definitely made it known. He knows how to strike, especially when the pressure is on. So very interesting matchup we're going to have between the two. Please, please, please like and share this. Shoot it out in the comments. Who do you think is going to win? Who do you want to win? Are you going to be bowling our next NEBA up in Keene? Anything to get some engagement going so we can make sure that these guys get all the recognition they deserve and get as many in front of as many eyes as they can. If you didn't catch the semifinal action, it was quite the match, the nail biter, where Tyler actually forced Viale to have to throw 3 in the 10th just to tie. And then Viale ended up leaving a light mix for 7, so quite the interesting match there. And then Sean Buck beat a red hot Jonathan Sellers. He beat a red hot Jonathan Sellers, who was literally averaging 270 up to that point, and John even shot 250, and it still wasn't enough. He ended up losing by 2 there, but fantastic bowling by all of them. Kicking off, Tyler's going to start us out on the left lane. Little light mixer action right there for Tyler. I think you're going to find that from him. He is very much playing a lot of rotation, a lot of circle through the middle of the lane, really banking on some of those light mixers. And then when they actually do catch the friction, they drive through the 8 pin and almost past it. So Sean's going to be a little bit more controlled overall as far as the shape's concerned. You don't see that right here. It looks like he's still throwing that theorem. It's the last I checked. Little more direct, and a 9-pin stands for Sean. Just a routine filled frame for him. No problems. Moving on to frame number 2, trying to get some things going. If you guys haven't already, feel free to throw in the comments who you think is about to walk away with this match. Tyler is looking for his first NEBA title. I can relate to how difficult it is to break that barrier, especially when you're bowling somebody like Sean Buck, who is now looking to make his 3rd title, and he's your most recent NEBA winner. And a quality shot there, getting the light mixer to go. If you couldn't really see, Sean's ball is actually a little bit more forward going through the pins in relation to what Tyler's was. If you can catch it on camera, sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. But Tyler's using a significant amount of more axis rotation to get his ball to go through the pins the right way, where Sean's a little bit more forward and a little bit shallower angles playing the middle part of the lane. Tyler looking to double. Looks pretty good. And that one absolutely runs right through the pins, no problem. Kick for the first double of the match and taking the early lead. Ultimately, it's going to come down to who's going to be able to control the nerves leading. Obviously, Sean's had some experience stepping into this type of situation, at least in the NEBA setting. We haven't really seen too much of Tyler. Like he said, past the round of 8. Will he be able to control the nerves, stay in the moment, and keep making these quality shots like he's been? A little up the lane, and the ball didn't care. Super high flush. And that right there is why Tyler is using that axis rotation as well as playing that far into the middle of the lane with that axis rotation. It's allowing him to take advantage of the push in the right way. I feel like if you're in the middle of the lane and rolling it a little bit more forward, that you have a tendency to leave some more plaque hits in that type of scenario, or even go high because the ball's starting to pick up a little sooner too. That one gets a little further right for Sean. And a stubborn 10 pin's not going to fall, keeping him from the strain. No stranger to filling frames, though. Sean being part of the William Patterson program. Shout out to all the folks at Willie P. Solid program there. And an easy fill. No harm, no foul. A little behind in the match early on, but still plenty of bowling to go. As we've seen all day today, there's a lot of crazy things that can definitely happen. If you're still watching and you haven't already, like and share. We like it. We got to share it. We want to make sure these guys have a large audience still to watch them knock down 10 pins. Especially when you got somebody competing to become a 3-time champion as well as a back-to-back versus somebody who's trying to become a first-time champion. And that one also a little up the lane, holds line just fine and puts 10 back. And now, as if you haven't already seen, it's kind of hard to make out, but Tyler is perfect through 3. While Sean Buck has gone spare strike, trying to get his right lane to cooperate a little bit more. Definitely can be difficult to do on this pattern. Like I said, it seemed pretty easy to get to the 1-3 just about all day, as long as you're doing the right thing. But getting them to go was a different story. Tyler Benonce, frame 4. And 10 back there. Perfect through 4. And the crowd goes wild. Still a pretty reasonable turnout here at Callahan's Bowl-A-Rama. Sticking around to watch the finals. It's always exciting to see somebody potentially going for their first title. And I really like the idea of somebody potentially winning the back-to-back. So both of those things, incredibly hard to do. Tyler stepping up in frame 5, just looking to keep it close. Stay perfect. What a shot right there. That ball ran the 8-pin over no problem. And Tyler is perfect through 5. If there's anything you want to be in your first title match, it's perfect through 5. Especially while your opponent's still trying to figure out how to get them all to go in the right lane. That's the interesting part about this game of bowling. You can be lined up all day, and it sometimes matters on who's able to get them all to go down. Go further right on that one too, and that one does it. It's interesting if you can tell where they're getting the ball to on both of these lanes. The right lane, they're definitely getting the ball a little bit further right down lane, probably around 6. Whereas that looks like that left lane is just right at the tracer, probably in that 8-9 range. It's kind of where they're falling back. Even the one that Tyler got inside was probably more like 11. Sean looking to connect for 3 in a row and keep this gap tight between Tyler to let him know that the match ain't over. Get a little further right, and he puts all 10 back. Quality shot there from Sean, finally getting them all to go down those 2 frames. If you haven't been paying attention, right now, it looks like Sean could go out for a max of 270. Obviously, Tyler Tenoxie can go out for 300. Who would love to do that in their first NEBA championship match to get their first title? Tyler stepping up in the 6th. And that one didn't quite get there, and it's going to leave a 2-4-10. And that, once again, that is the difference between the right lane and the left lane. I think you can get it a little up the lane on the left lane and actually still finish to the pins, where that right lane definitely labored a little bit more, as that one definitely got a little bit further up the lane in comparison. Especially with that much axis rotation. A little backup ball action. Oh, and wraps the 10. If you're ever going to make an attempt at it, that's a tough way to go. But now you shake it off, right? You have to move on. You know you have a good look to the pocket. Got to get rid of that frame. There's still a lot of game left and no time to be dwelling on the past. Tyler still has 265 out to Sean's 270. Not to mention, he's got a pretty solid look on that left lane. And way to answer back with another high flush hit there from Tyler into Nungside. Look at that. Said it again. I don't have it written down, I promise. Now the question is, does Sean Buck still get them to go on the right lane? He was able to get the last one to go. And I think that is ultimately what's going to decide this match. Is who's getting the hit on the right lane. Looks like he stepped in a little bit on that lane too. And same kind of thing, got up the lane just a hair, and the ball really doesn't want to see it from there. I feel like if you're on 35, it goes, but 36 has got a little bit of push up the middle of that lane. And now it's to the point where we're ending up into these last 3 frames where we're really going to start to feel the pressure of the game ending and, you know, what's going to need to happen. Obviously, everybody wants to throw strikes, but really it just comes down to execution. These guys know where to get it to, and know what to do to get the ball strike. Looking for all 3, and a good filled frame right there. He did it. Baba Booey. Yeah, what do you guys think about that 2-4-8 thing? All right, Sean now has a max of 247 out. Still a lot of striking to be done. And it looks like that right lane is going to give him both fits. I think the real key on lane 36 is making sure that you're getting it right around that little puddle that's developed down lane. But got to take care of what's going on in 35 first. It's pretty close. Quality shot there. Each ball I've seen go through the pins on 35 has absolutely ran the 8-pin over. So that's very interesting to see, as you're noting how much less down lane you're getting on lane 36, where the balls are kind of just scooting through that spot instead. So going back to, I think the real play is to get around that puddle. You can't really use it like you can on 35. And the big difference there between Tyler's shot on 36 and Sean's shot is Sean was a little bit more forward end over end, where Tyler scooted an extra, foot because of the amount of axis rotation. And that one definitely got a little further right. I think that does it. Wow, it absolutely jumped through the face. But that's exactly what you're talking about, where you're going to find that defined friction there too, in order to get the ball to shape. Going back to the amount of axis rotation, jumping back off of that. So the 3-4-7, not anything you want to shoot at. It's almost, especially this late in the game, it's like, do you go for a make or do you go for your count? And it looks like he's going to get at least one. And that is going to put Tyler at 171 in the 8th, max of 231 out, with Sean being able to max out at 247. Tyler's going to step up on what I would consider his good lane, considering it's ran the 8-pin over every time. But he's going to have to sit on the bench and see what Sean Buck does to determine this outcome in this match. Wow, that one absolutely doing the right thing, too, on lane 35. And like I said, it's going to come down to lane 36 and who's able to get him to go, because that lane is definitely giving some fits. But if you remember from our last championship match, when Sean Buck was in it, and we talked about the winner was going to be the one who was able to fill frames, stay out of trouble. And I think it's going to come down to that today, too. Yeah, a little bit of a light bulb flash there. Interesting to see that happen. Must strike scenario. And absolutely runs the 8-pin over on the hard lane. What an incredible shot by Sean. Stepping up into the 10, Sean can shut out Tyler. He can step up and earn back-to-back titles right now. Taking a breath, getting yourself calm back down. That little re-rack there, giving yourself a little extra time to just get back into the process. Make a shot that you know you've been able to make. Quality shot there from Sean. Ends up leaving a wrap 10. And now that puts Sean in an interesting situation where he can max out with a spare strike, can shoot 226. Tyler can max out 3 in the 10th for 231. Keep in mind that the right lane has been very difficult. And he has gone split, both light and high on that right lane. But Sean needs to fill a frame first. Big fill frame there by Sean. Like I said, he can go 10 back here for 226. And this will force Tyler to double at a minimum. Especially in the lane that it's, like I said, been given such fits on. You know, is it going to hook? Is it not going to hook? Is it going to bounce too hard? Man, that's exactly what you saw out of this pattern today. Was there were some lanes, some pairs, where if you got it right to that defiant friction, it was going to bounce through the face every single time, no matter how far left you moved. And then if you try to play the fallback, it was just going to give you a lot of trouble too. So that's why you were able to, on some pairs, score so high, and then on others, you potentially shoot 150. Strike here for Tyler to get into 226. Or for Sean. What a shot there by Sean, murdering the 9-pin out of it. And that's just that's a well-executed, clean 226 from Sean. Now he has to sit on the bench and figure out, is he going to be back-to-back title champion, or is Tyler Intanongsa going to walk away with his first NIBA championship? Must have strike. Anything less, Sean wins sitting on the bench. And a 10-pin is going to end Tyler's run. Sean Buck has just become a back-to-back NIBA champion. Something that so few have done in this organization, and he has managed to pull it off. Against Tyler's ball reaction, which he started out with that front 5, got a little wishy-washy on that right lane. It became so difficult to get him to go. And really, you just got to still say hats off to Tyler. He bowled phenomenal pretty much all day today. Anytime he really needed it, it came through. And even that one, he got it to the spot that it needed to come through. And it's such a heartbreaker. But big shout out to Sean Bogg, back-to-back NIBA champion. We're going to have to count out how many times that has happened, but I can promise you it hasn't been very many. Shout out to Sean Buck. Shout out to Tyler for such quality bowling there all day. Also want to give another shout out to our sponsor, Storm, Roto Grip, 900 Global, as well as the Callahan family for dropping $6,000 today in today's prize fund, adding a little extra, keeping supporting NEBA. They're huge supporters of NEBA. We thank all of you guys who are watching, all the folks who came out and bowled, all of our supporters. We couldn't do what we do without you guys. Everybody, have a good weekend. Or have a good work week, I should say. Get yourself out there and go bowl an NEBA.
Thank you for tuning in to our live coverage of today's event. We'd like to thank all of our sponsors and members for their continued support of NEBA. We couldn't continue to offer some of the best competitive events in the country without you. Your commitment to the sport makes all of this possible. We encourage you to support the businesses that support NEBA. When you support our sponsors, you're directly supporting NEBA and the future of competitive bowling. Be sure to check out The House Bowling and receive 15% off all merchandise by using promo code NEBA at checkout. You can also shop I Am Bowling, powered by Logo Infusion, and save 25% off your order with promo code NEBA. Thank you again for being part of our community.